Hey guys, it's Sydney here. We are going to do a little get moving activity today. It's called 7 Up. All you need for this activity is I have a tennis ball. You could also use like a lacrosse ball or any kind of ball that's gonna like bounce because you'll need it to bounce. And then I printed out the rules because there's kind of a lot of rules that we're gonna go through. You can bring them up on your computer, or you could bring them up on your phone, or if you want to print them out like I did, you can do that. So it's called 7 Up because there are 7 different rules. So I'm going to go through them once, and then we'll kind of, the game part would be that um, they're called 7Zs, 6Zs, 5Zs, 4Zs, 3Zs, 2Zs, and 1Zs. After we learn all the rules, then I'll call one out, and we can see if we can remember which one it is and try to do it. So all you need, like I said, is a ball and then a blank wall. So I'm gonna use this wall right here. You can also use a wall outside. So I can't go outside because it's pretty loud. I live right by a train. But if you can go outside, you can also play out there. So the first one we're gonna do is 7Zs. And all you have to do is bounce the ball against the wall 7 times. So you can just bounce and catch, 2, or drop it, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. One more time. 7. So that's 7Zs. You just hit it against the wall 7 times. The next one is 6Zs. So you're going to bounce against the wall, let it bounce on the ground, and then catch it. You're going to do that 6 times. So 1, 2. Ooh, I'm throwing too hard. And you'll learn. Oh no, I lost my ball. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry guys, I lost my ball. So you'll learn how hard you need to do it. So I don't have to do it very hard because I don't have a lot of space in front of me. But if you're doing it maybe outside, you might want to back up and throw it harder. So I think that was 5, 6. Okay. So then 5Zs is you're going to bounce the ball on the ground 5 times. So that one's pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also try to almost dribble it like a basketball. So hit it on the ground and try to dribble it 5 times instead of catching it. 4Zs, this one's, I was practicing this earlier and I think this one's the hardest one so far. You have to bounce it on the ground first and then the wall and then catch. So it's kind of the opposite of what we did before. So you bounce ground, wall, and then you catch. But it's kind of hard to get that. There we go. So that was 2, and so you're going to do this one 4 times. 3, 4. Alrighty. So that was 4Zs. 3Zs, you bounce the ball. Okay, so now they're getting more complicated. So I'm going to read it slowly. So bounce the ball on the ground first, like we just did. Use your palm to bat it against the wall once it comes up, and then catch it before it hits the floor again. And repeat that 3 times. So we will bounce it on the ground, hit it against the wall, and then try to catch it before it hits the ground. I didn't do it correctly. So ground, and then catch. There you go. So that's 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now 2Zs, you're going to toss the ball under your leg and bounce it off the wall and then try to catch. Okay? And you do that 2 times. So 1, 2, nice. That was surprisingly easier than I thought. And 1Zs. This one's kind of hard too. Be careful with this one. If you're wearing socks like I am, careful you don't slip and fall. So you're going to throw it against the wall and try to spin all the way around and catch it before it comes back to you. So probably a good idea is to throw it high and back up a little more so that you have more time. So, oh, yeah, see, it's hard. Oh, I don't have quite enough room. So try that a few times. I'm going to read the rules one more time before we play the full game, okay? So 7Zs is you just bounce the ball against the wall 7 times. Sixes, you bounce it against the wall and let it bounce on the ground and then catch it. Fivesies, you bounce it on the ground 5 times. Foursies, you bounce it on the ground first, then the wall, then catch. Threesies, you're gonna bounce it on the ground and then you hit it against the wall, catch. Twosies is when you toss it under your leg, hit it against the wall and catch. And onesies is the one we just did, where you throw it, spin around, catch. Okay? So those are all the rules. So now we're gonna try to play out of order. So I'll call one of them and then we're gonna do it. So let's start with twosies. 1, 2, good job. Let's do fivesies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, good job, guys. Let's do onesies if you can, because I'm not very good at it. I'm gonna try it one more time. There we go. That one worked. I kind of hit it, double hit. Let's do foursies. So this is the one where you hit it on the ground, wall, and then catch. 1. Oh, that wasn't a good one. 2, 3, 4. Good job. Let's do sixes. Woo. That's always the one that I lose my ball on. I'm not doing anything very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we were only supposed to do 6. Sorry. Okay, so which one did we not do? Oh, threesies. So that's the one where you ground. So I get 1, 2, 3. And last one is sevensies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job, guys. So that was our first round. If you want to take a little break, surprisingly more out of breath than I thought I would be, but this is why we're getting moving together. So we will play at least one more time through. And again, I'll still kind of go slow and I'll explain the rules as we go because they're kind of hard to all remember. Also, I want to note that if you don't have a wall to play on, if you just want to play in your backyard or in your bedroom without hitting against the wall, because thankfully I don't have neighbors on this side of me, so, but if I did, they probably wouldn't be too happy with me throwing a ball against the wall. You can like adapt each rule for not having a wall. So for sevensies, instead of hitting it against the wall 7 times, you're just gonna do this floor 7 times. For sixes, you can just throw the ball up in the air and catch it 6 times and not let it fall. For fivesies, you bounce the ball on the ground, but throw it hard enough that it goes above your head. Mine doesn't go very high. There you go. And then you have to catch it. For foursies, you can throw the ball up, let it bounce, and then catch. And do that 4 times. Threesies, you can bounce the ball, hit it down again, and then catch. So bounce, hit it down, catch. Twosies, you could bounce the ball under your leg twice. So 1, 2, and then catch. If you can do it better than I did. And then onesies, you can throw your ball up in the air, do your spin, and catch it before it comes down. My ceiling's kind of low, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that one. But those are the ways that you could do it if you don't have a wall to play on, or if you don't want to be throwing a ball against the wall inside. Because like I said, if you have neighbors or something, they might not want to hear you throwing a ball against the wall for a while. So let's play one more time. At least one more time. We might have time for 2. So let's start with three Z's. One, so that's the one where you throw it on the ground, hit it against the wall and catch it. Two, oh, I didn't hit it against the wall. Three, good job guys. All right, let's do six Z's. So that's where you hit it against the wall, let it bounce, and then catch. Two, three, four, five, six. Good job, guys. Alrighty, twosies. One, two, good job. Foursies, so that's when you hit the ground, the wall, and then you catch. One, two, oh, that wasn't a good one. Three, uh-oh. One more. Four, good job. Alrighty, so, let's do onesies. Ah, that one was close. I almost got that one. Fivesies. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Good job. And sevensies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job, guys. Take a little break if you need to, and we'll play one more time, but I think you guys have pretty much gotten the handle of the rules. I will make sure that I post the rules too on a flyer, and like I said, the supplies for this, you just need the ball and then the rules and a wall. But I also can make sure to write down the rules if you don't have a wall to play on. So maybe let's play around without a wall. So let's try fivesies. So that's when you're going to bounce the ball on the ground 5 times, but throw it hard enough that it goes above your head to catch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Threesies. Bounce the ball and then hit it down hard again before you catch it. So 1, hit, catch. Oh. 2, hit, catch. Good job, guys. 3, hit, catch. Good job. Let's do sevensies. So bounce the ball against the ground 7 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. Onesies. So throw the ball in the air and try to do your spin. I don't think I can do a whole spin, but my ceiling's pretty low. But if you're outside, or if you're in a room with a really tall ceiling, you might be able to do that one. You can always try to like throw it behind you a little bit and only do half a turn and then catch. That's another way that you could do it. Twosies. Bounce the ball under your leg twice. I think a good challenge for this one too is to try it twice under each leg. So 1, 2. Now try the other leg. 1, 2. See, that one's harder for me. It can be hard if you're using your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so when I did it under this leg, I have to do it either with my right hand or try it with my left one, and it's a little bit harder. Alrighty, let's do sixes. Throw it in the air 6 times and catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a good one too. And then the last one is foursies. So you throw the ball up, let it bounce, and then you catch it. 2, 3, 4. Good job. All right, let's play one more time of the other one, and then we'll do a short little breathing exercise to wind us down before it's time to go. So let's start with foursies. So that's the one where you bounce it against the wall, or on the ground and against the wall, and then back to you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Let's do twosies under your leg. 1, 2. Let's do sevensies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one, 7. Good job. Let's do onesies. Ah, that one's hard. I want to see if you guys can get that one. If you can, let me know, because I want to know if you can get that one, because I can't. I'm not very good at it. Let's do 60s. So against the wall, let it bounce, then catch. 5, 6. Okay. We started with foursies. Let's do threesies. So bounce. 1, 2. Oh. Alrighty. Good job, guys. That was really fun. So that's a really easy game that you can play. I think it's a good one to play when you're stuck inside. You can, again, play it without a wall, so that's really nice. And all you need is a tennis ball, or like I said, you can use a lacrosse ball, or any kind of ball that bounces. I know, like, my dog has some good balls that bounce. This is actually one of hers. I had to put her in her cage or else she was going to try to play. So again, I will make sure that these rules are put in a flyer, because there are a lot of them and they can be kind of hard to remember. But let's end by doing a few arm stretches, since we use our arm a good bit, and then we will do a little breathing exercise before it's time to go. So let's start with shaking our arms out. There you go. Now take your one arm and cross it over and hold it like this. And just breathe while you stretch. It's good to stretch out after you exercise to make sure your muscles don't get too tight. And switch arms. Okay, now go back to the other arm, and what you're going to do is pick it up above your head and fold it like this, and then you're going to take your other arm and grab your elbow and pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Shake that out a little bit. Now, we're going to do one that I really like doing but can be a little hard. So what you're going to do, so watch me first. You're going to put your arms or your hands like this, and you're going to do this, but you're going to do it behind your back. So clench your arms, and then I'll turn to the side. And then you're going to push out like this and hold. It's a good stretch. Good job. Alrighty. Now, our last stretch that we're going to do is to stretch out your wrists and your hands. So you can reach out in front of you and turn your hand over like this, and then you're going to stretch like this. So this stretches your hand and your wrist right here. It can be, don't pull it too far or else it might be painful. If it starts to hurt, just back up a little bit. So hold that for a few seconds. Good job. Switch hands. Alrighty, shake your arms out. Now we're going to end with a short little breathing exercise. So this is called figure eight breathing. So if you've ever seen a figure eight, it's the number 8 but turned on its side, right? So it makes a big figure 8 like this. So basically we're going to follow that with our finger, and we're going to start in the middle. When we go around one of the curves, we're going to breathe in, and then when we go to the other curve, we're going to breathe out. So let's do that a few times together. So let's start in the middle, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more time, breathe in, and breathe out. Thank you guys for joining me today. This was super fun. I'm here every Friday doing a Get Moving activity, and I'm super excited to see you next week. This was a super fun game. I liked playing 7-Up with you guys, so I will see you next week. Bye!